Hi everyone, I am such a die-hard chocolate cake fan that I can't tell you. And today I have two reasons to bake a special cake. One, it's my mom's birthday and she also shares it with one of my best buddies. So to honor both of them, I'm going to make a 1-bowl chocolate cake which is eggless and with a quick 2-minute frosting. Let's start by adding 1.5 cup of maida or all-purpose flour. Remember, I'm putting them in the same bowl that I'm going to bake it in. Next, add 1 cup of sugar. I'm using monk sugar, which is a sugar extract, so 0 calories. Feel free to use any sugar of your choice. Add 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. Next goes in 1 tablespoon of custard powder, or you could use corn flour instead if you don't have the custard powder. Time to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and finally half a teaspoon of salt. Use a whisker and give this a good mix till all the ingredients mix in well. This is mixed well and now time to add in some of the wet ingredients. For the wet ingredients, we will use half a cup of hot water. I have microwaved the water for 1 minute. That's half a cup. So let's start by adding that. Next, I'll add 1/4 of a cup of oil. You can use any oil of choice that you like. Add 1 tablespoon of coffee powder. Let's give this a good mix. I will now add about 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. And lastly, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, or you could use 1 tablespoon of lemon juice if you don't have vinegar. Mix all these ingredients well. The mix is well done. And now it's just time to combine the two. So I'm going to pour in all of the wet ingredients. And now give it a good mix till this is evenly mixed through. In case you feel that the batter is a little bit too thick, add about 1/4 of a cup of hot water again and then mix it. While I'm doing this, I've heated the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. This batter is all done and now I'm going to place this in the oven and bake it for about 45 minutes at that temperature, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. The cake is almost done baking and while it's cooling down, let's make the frosting. To make the frosting, take a heavy bottomed pan, add in some water, not too much so that it doesn't fall off, and then I'm going to add in a bowl in which I'm going to make the frosting. You don't want direct heat on it because that could burn the frosting, so let's start now. Let's start by adding in the whipping cream. This is heavy whipping cream. This is about half a cup. I'm adding 1/3 of cup of sugar. You don't need too much because there would be enough in the cake itself. Add in half a cup of cocoa powder and now slowly start mixing all of this together till you get a nice and thick paste. This is becoming a nice thick mixture. It's also turning darker brown, which is amazing. You need to continue to mix it and show the heat is not too high, and probably after 5 to 7 minutes of mixing and getting a good mix here, we will turn up the heat and allow it to cool down a little bit. So this is done. What I'm going to do is turn up the heat and allow it to cool down for about 20 minutes. And there is our cake all baked. It is cooled down for about 40 minutes. And while the frosting is cooling down, I will go ahead and poke some holes into this cake. I'm using a straw to do it. Just go in like that. This will allow the frosting to sink in when we give it a coat. The frosting is all cooled down and now let us evenly spread it on the cake. You want to ensure that there's a good layer in the very center. And time to now garnish it. And that's it. Your cake is ready. I will now refrigerate this for about 45 minutes. Cover or use an aluminium foil. Refrigerate for minimum 45 minutes. 2 hours would be perfect. And then just dig in.